Good morning. Good morning, Facebook, Instagram family. Thank you for joining me this morning for another episode of Back to the World, my brother and my sister's keeper. I'm Tony. Thank you guys for coming on board. Any music that you may hear, be it the sounds coming from the tablet, be it the sounds from the birds in the trees, we don't own the rights to any of these music, any of these songs. But they're here for your listening pleasure. As we talk about many things that benefit us, many things that addresses our conditions, and things that we're dealing with and things that we're going through. This is Back to the World. We created this platform, my partners and I, to deal with brothers and sisters that were coming home from incarceration or the military, wherever you may have been for a long, long time, and you need to reacclimate and get back into society. That was my main goal and my main purpose. But I also know that many of our brothers and sisters that are coming home, they're coming home to nothingness. They're coming home and having to start all over. They're coming home, and many just don't have a plan at all. And then there are those that have a plan, but it's a bad plan. But they have a plan nonetheless. And then there are those of you that are coming home with an excellent plan. Okay? So, the difference between a good plan and a bad plan is your support system. So if you have a great idea and a great plan and you don't have a support system, then it automatically makes it a bad plan. Okay? So 9 times out of 10 you have to go out and you have to build a support team, a network if you will. But many of us don't have the time to do that, or we don't want to do that. Or either you're an introvert and you just don't know a lot of people and you don't deal with a lot of people. So therefore, that's not on your bucket list, right? Well, I took all these things into consideration because I fit, at one point, every last one of those categories. You see, I didn't have a clue of the exact time or date that I was going to be coming home. But I felt in the spirit of the Most High that I was going to come home. So I cultivated a plan, long term, and I wanted to execute that plan. But I didn't have the support team that I needed in order to do so. See, when you're on the streets, man, and you're greasing palms, and you're paying people, and people are around you for what you have, the whole bit, and you know it, but you're able to get things done as well. Well, see, when I was locked up, I'm the same person, but I didn't have the same monies. So therefore, people were only able to go so far. They weren't willing to go the distance because they weren't being compensated financially. And although I was upset by that, and I was disappointed by that, I never lied to myself and said that it didn't exist, because it does. So many of you have come home now, and you've had ideas, you had plans that you tried to launch, but you couldn't seem to get it done because your support team or your circle wasn't as tight, if they were there at all. So we built this platform, Back to the World, to be the support team to everyone that fits that criteria, to everyone that fits that I've just given to you. You know, many of you, you need help in getting your ID, your Social Security card. Many of you are eligible for Social Security now. You've been incarcerated just that long. And many of you have medical issues. So you need to get on some sort of program that will help you medically. Okay? Some of you are going to need clothes, but you're ashamed to ask anyone. You're ashamed to let anyone know that you're down on your luck. And you may have been someone that was flying high, and now your feet has landed back on the ground, and you're pretty much ashamed to tell people that you're doing bad. By all means, don't do that. Don't shut people out. Don't close anybody off. But I know you feel comfortable. You take comfort in talking to someone who's gone through what you've gone through. Okay? You see, I've gone through what you guys have gone through. And I tell you, when we're talking financially, I can't begin to tell you how far my fall was. But I landed on my feet because I had a plan, and I identified with what it is of all my shortcomings, things that mattered, things that didn't matter, and I try to place all those things in its proper perspective. Now, don't get me wrong, things has not taken off for me as fast or as greatly as I would have loved it to. But there's a saying that goes, everything is hard by the yard, but it's a cinch by the inch. So if you take it 1 inch at a time, sooner or later you'll get a yard, and so on and so forth. So we built this platform to be the network for each and every one of you that's coming home, dealing with certain things, dealing with certain crises, the whole bit. I'm not a licensed psychologist or psychiatrist or anything like that. But you can rest assured that I'm dealing with things, and my circle of people and friends are dealing with things, or have dealt with things that you're probably going to deal with or go through. Now, can we solve every last one of those problems, whatever they may be? No. But we're trying damn hard to do so. See, first let's start with the mental aspect. Whether you know it or not, many of you are coming home and you're dealing with PTSD. You got to deal with a situation with your feelings, whether you're dealing with situations where you felt that people abandoned you, or they took advantage of you, or they turned their backs on you. Now, could that really be the case? It could very well be. Or you could just be paranoid. You could just think that happened. But for however long you've been gone, people's lives have gone on. People have done different things. Many lives have changed. So no one's thinking about doing the same things that you've been doing 5, 10, 15, 20 years earlier. So you have to take that into consideration, right? But yet, you're still dealing with your anger. You're still dealing with your bitterness. And some of you want to go so far as to seek revenge. That's not wise, because then it can land you back into that hellhole, right? And in a situation like that, you haven't learned nothing, right? So, we don't want to put you on that chapter. We don't want to put you on that lane, right? Excuse me. By the fact that we've experienced the same things, we can pretty much share with you how to navigate through those pitfalls. Now, is it going to be easy? No, hell no. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. You got to be built for it. But if you survive being locked up in a cage like an animal and dealing with people that acted as animals, then this is a pretty easy endeavor. All you have to do is stay focused and not panic. Some of you are going to have family issues, man, where you're dealing with your family. You may have a loved one where y'all may have had a relationship before going in. Come home, you're expecting the same thing. You've changed, that person has changed. But you must sit down and talk with them and try to get an understanding, especially if there are kids involved. But if there's not any kids involved, but if you and this person can still be friends, by all means, nurture that relationship and build it. Now, if you don't want to go through the same thing, you don't do the same thing, because then the same results will happen. But if you've changed or what have you, and that person can be of some assistance to you in some kind of way, because see, it's not like meeting somebody new and you feel like you got to lie to them, or you have to omit certain things, and you don't want to share these things. So pretty much what you do is, here's an outlet. You can spill your guts, you can spill your feelings to this person, and they can be of some sort of assistance to you. If not, then you DM us and you contact us. And see, therefore, we can share those things with you, because we have experienced, myself included, I've experienced many of the things that you're dealing with. I had a young brother that came home, and he was in a relationship, and he moved in with his girlfriend. And he moved in with her, and she didn't, and he was trying to find a job. Well, it wasn't happening fast enough. And then she met someone else that was assisting with the bills. I know I talked about this a few episodes earlier. And this young lady, when he finally got a job, literally, he still lived in the same community. He's a younger brother, so these young guys, they're on gang time, they're on homie time, the whole bit. So he was trying to change his life and move on, but at the same time too, he felt like he had ops out there. So the young brother was going to work. He was working at an Amazon warehouse. The young lady called us a PO and said that he has a pistol, and that he usually carries it with him. They went to the brother's job and they found the pistol. They violated him. He calls me every now and then, now that he's gotten incarcerated. But he hasn't gotten his time yet. And 9 times out of 10, by him being a felon, they can give him up to 5 years. Or they could just violate him. If they violate him, he'll have to serve out the rest of his. But he's on paper, so he has 5 years probation. So the brother could end up doing 5 years easily, right? And when I talk to him, I'm not going to lie to you. He was in a strange place. He was in a place where he was considering hurting himself. But all I could do was share with him. Why would you do that? Just like you got out this time, you'll get out again. Now you know not to go back to that particular person. You'll choose wisely. So we're here for that. We're here to tell you about when you go to a Social Security office, how crowded it is, and you get frustrated and you just leave. Well, now you're just going to have to come back another day, and you're going to have to wait just as long. See, we're in the system. We are a part of the system now, literally. And we are the fiber that system grinds on. It has to have something in between those gears in order to grind. So you are a necessary evil, whether you believe it or not. Meaning that you've come into that system. Now you have to work your way through that system, so now you can eventually work your way out. So right now your focus should be completing your probation, and then you're able to move around. Okay? So I don't want to linger on this too long, but this is why we built Back to the World. Then we built Billionaires Roundtable Conference. And when we built Billionaires Roundtable Conference, we built that to talk about businesses, to talk about a lack of funding and things that are going on in our community, things that we can do to revitalize ourselves and our community. So that's what Billionaires Roundtable is about. We sit down and we talk and we discuss ideas. We don't just talk about or cry about what the problems are. But after we lay out everything that's wrong with society, and it's a double wrong with us, we come back and we build Sonetquity. See, Sonetquity was our ultimate plan. Sonetquity was our plan from the very beginning. But we had to lay the groundwork that would lead everyone into Sonetquity, right? So Sonetquity wasn't so much about talking about what the problems are. Sonetquity is about the solution. It's about correcting the problems. It's about our sisters and brothers coming home with nothing. We provide you with certain things that you may need. After we provide you with certain things that you may need, we also realize what's going on, brother. How you doing? All right. Oh, yes, sir. So, okay. So what we do, we provided a platform to whereas if you choose to, you can now come in with your hustle and with your drive. See, everyone that has gone to prison for whatever reason, be it to affect commerce, you had a hustle. So we don't want you to lose that hustle. We want to change the picture and not the frame. We want you to apply that hustle to something else. So we created Sonetquity with the wealth building program, and to be the solution as well as the answer to all things that are failing many of us. Now, many of you with great ideas, you have an idea to start a business, and it could be a wonderful idea. You could want to start a trucking company. You can want to get involved in real estate. You could want to open up a nightclub, car wash, whatever the situation, or a restaurant. But you don't have the funding, or this is something that you've never done before, and you really don't have the avenues or the network in which to seek that can possibly lead you in the right direction. Well, that's what we are. That's what Sonetquity does. See, before there's anything, if you're penniless, I don't care, whatever your ideas are, before anything, you must have means of income. You must have a way to make money. So many of my sisters and brothers that are coming home, many of them can't get hired. They can't get employment, right? Many places don't hire convicted felons. And then if they hire convicted felons, you're going to make right at minimum wage. So you're going to feel like you're a slave again. Now, don't get me wrong. Look, in the federal system, I saw guys got up every day on time and went to work. And worked every day, all day, and try to work overtime. But do you know how much you were paid in the federal system? you were paid 17 cents an hour. 17 cents. And if you're lucky, you'll get a raise to 20. So when you come on the streets, you're like, man, I'm not going to work the whole bit, but you bust your ass to go to work for 17 cents. So see, you have hustle, you have drive, but you have to have a goal. And in prison, your goal was to make money to be able to buy a commissary or to pay people to buy stamps to do your legal work. Or if you had a gambling habit, you work so you can have money so you can gamble. Whatever the motivation, you were being motivated. So our platform is set up and designed for those people that have that motivation and that drive to want to hustle. But we don't want to give you nothing illegal. We don't want to give you nothing complicated. Right? It's just straightforward. Many of you now that you're earning money and you make it out and you got money, well, now it's time to get your credit taken care of. See, because you have funding, you're able to pay for any credit that you use. You don't get credit first. See, when you get credit first, that means you haven't done anything to make any money or earn any money. And in 30 days, you have to pay on that credit that you've used. And 9 times out of 10, as soon as a brother or sister get their credit fixed, they're going to go and probably buy a car. They're going to go and buy clothes. They're going to go and buy furniture. They're going to go and buy jewelry. They haven't done what we call the flip. They haven't flipped that money. They haven't flipped that credit. Meaning that they haven't turned it into a revenue stream. That's what we're here for. To show you how this is done. You might want to set up an LLC. We're here to show you how to set up an LLC. You might want to get credit and leverage it through that LLC. We're here to show you that. All the while you're working and you're earning monies, however it is, however little it is. Well, now as you're doing that, you're getting into your idea, your business, or whatever your plans are, little by little at a time. And you're not making any major expenditures, right? So, now, we have a credit service. It's going to take you very, very serious. It's not going to give you anything that's outside the realm of legality. We're going to be straightforward with you. We're going to tell you what it is. You're going to share with us what it is you want to do. You're going to share with us how much it is that you're trying to acquire as a loan. We're going to process your credit. We're going to look at what it is that you need. There's going to be a small fee for that. Then we're going to provide you. You must give it the time because it's a process. It's not overnight. We're not no one-hitter quitter. We're not trying to do something for you just so you can go out and hit a lick. We're trying to prevent you from going back through those prison turnstiles. So we help you build and nurture and master your credit, step by step. Now that you're ready and you purchase your business, we're going to tell you about, we're going to help you with your taxes, filing your taxes. If you need help with your book work, with your accounting, we're here to help you with that. Now that you're earning money, and now that you've started your business, you have your credit going. Now you want to buy a home. We're here to help you with that. You can receive a zero down loan, zero down payment. We can help you with that. If you have the funds to put down, no problem there. We're going to assist you with the purchase of your home. After we assist you with the purchase of your home, we're going to try to get you the best rates that they are. We're going to try to put you in a bracket that you can afford. And then we're going to help you monitor your activity, your improvements, your advances. Okay? Now we're going to determine whether or not it's best for you to purchase a car or lease a car. Whatever fits your criteria. We're going to have multiple investments that we will run by you to help leverage your money, your income. Where we'll have sources where we'll pool together and we'll invest in real estate. We'll buy apartment complexes. We'll buy storage units. We'll buy anything that's real simple, real cut and dry, where it's not a lot of effort on your part. Because you need to focus on that business that you started. You let the other people do what they do. Some of you are going to even want to buy stock. We have financial consultants that can help you with that. Right? And once we do that, we have zero financing. Right? Now we're going to give you affordable insurance, affordable health care, because you need to be concerned about this. Right? So we'll help you buy a policy that fits you, your age, your sex, your gender, any prior illnesses that you may have, any conditions that you may have had. We'll be able to help you with that. Now, we're not some of these organizations or outfits, man, where, you know, we got the beautiful music playing in the background, we got all the beautiful information scrolling across the screen, we're dressed in fancy clothes and we're visiting some exotic places. Hey, we're just coming home from the joint. We need to get past that. We're not trying to trick you or convince you that you should come with us. And we're not trying to put out all those bells and whistles in order to get you to do so. We are about results. And many of you that's coming home, don't be caught and don't be fooled or trapped by the carrot and the stick. You've dealt with enough bullshit in your life when you spent time in the penal system. Okay? So you don't want to give people or institutions or systems more control of you than you've given when you served your time. So now, you've gotten your business, you've gotten your loans, you've gotten your trusts, you started your LLCs, now you've purchased your house. Now you may have a kid that's a 4-1 or 5-1 athlete, a 4A or 5A athlete. Okay? For now, through our program, Nilly, you can now get an advance. Your kid can now receive an advance on his NILs. All right? So this is more money that's going into your cupboard. And this is a kid that's in high school, junior or senior, and they're just that good. And they're earning money for the household right now. So now you're able to support all the AAU programs and games and travel. Your kid eat like a horse. So now you can afford to feed them. You can afford to reward him from time to time with the equipment that he needs. And these young guys today, man, believe it or not, they're caught up on image. So they can't afford a lot of the clothes and all that some of their friends are having because their families are able to afford it. But now you can get him that pair of tennis shoes that he craved. You can get him the sweats and the hoodies that he likes. Not spending a lot of money on it, but just reward him from time to time for being such a great kid. Right? So now you, your wife, if you're married, your husband if you are, and your child, each and every one of you now are bringing income into your family. Okay? That's what we built Sonetquity for. And Sonetquity has all these components that can help you this way. Don't get me wrong, man. And I know at some point we're going to probably have to have all these bells and whistles the whole bit. You just see a guy come on here smoking a cigar. He's probably speaking in broken English, using the wrong verbs, nouns, adjectives. But you get the message. You get what we're trying to tell you. We're not trying to make living your life and elevating your life complicated. We're not trying to make it seem like it's so hard to do that you have to pay a lot of money to achieve it. All you have to do is be patient, follow the instructions, and take the time. You may be a member of a book club. You're already a part of a body where everyone is thinking alike. Everyone is trying to do the same things. You're trying to elevate each other through the literary industry. But now you can also elevate yourself financially too. As you learn, you can earn. That's what Sonetquity is about. We didn't come into this thing blindly. We didn't come into this thing just trying to do something, just to do it because everybody else is doing it. But many of those people that were doing it, that was making a shitload of money, and they made it off people like you, now these people are looking for something else to do. Because bullshit can only travel so far. And there are far more needy people in society than there are who aren't. So just like the United States, just like the Statue of Liberty, bring Sonetquity your tired, your weak, your huddled masses, those that need financial security. If it's your credit you need fixed, if your credit you need elevated, if your credit you need strengthened, come see us. If you're looking for a way to earn extra income and maybe even start your own home-based business, come see us. If it's zero down financing for property and home ownership, come see us. If it's affordable health care that you need because you're aging, you have younger kids that needs insurance, come see us. If you have a kid that's a 4 or 5A athlete, and that kid has NIL interested, come see us. If you're just dealing with situations that you're having a hard time adapting to, and society is not embracing you as you feel you should, you just need a support team. You need someone that you can talk to, someone that has experienced what you've experienced, not someone that's trying to convince you to open up a marijuana dispenser or what have you. I'm not knocking those, but you're just coming home. Get your footing, get your foundation. Come see us at Sonetquity. Okay? I'm glad you guys can join me this morning. Thank you for doing so. We want to make a difference. We don't want to be on social media, man, trying to convince you how good we are and how much money we're making. All the fancy cars and clothes and jewelry that we're wearing. All the exotic places that we're traveling and we're going. It takes money to go to these places. And many of these people that are showing you all of this, man, they're spending their last to do it. Everybody's trying to grind. Everybody's trying to make a living. But very few are sincere about helping you make one. Be mindful. Okay? Enjoy your weekend. It's going to be a hot one. Stay hydrated. And stay cool. Peace.